Good morning. Sorry, I was busy looking at something because I never got an email confirmation for this order. Okay, it went through. I was ordering canvases and I never got an email yesterday. Also, I did hear that note and I thought it was an alert. And I looked up when it happened and nothing was on screen. So I was like, okay, not an alert. Steven's making toast. Time to uncheck that song. Nope, we're gonna leave that. Because that's a fun thing when it happens. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, we are in the second half of the week. Hooray. Yeah, I need to keep it a surprise. It's Thursday. We're almost to the weekend already. I got a lot of stuff to do. How have I been? I've been good. Got a bunch of stuff done yesterday. That's about it. Got to ride a new bike on Tuesday. It's new to me, that's not mine. I was borrowing it. I may be purchasing it. So, I was test driving it. I really liked it. Don't you dare say maybe. I gotta try a few more first. And then we'll see. Bikes. Summer North says, is it blue? No, unfortunately it's not blue. If it was blue, I might have bought it then and there. That's how much I like it. It is duct tape gray. And it's fine. That means it just doesn't clash with my outfit, at least.
Nothing wrong with...
Some more paint it. I was talking to another bike friend of mine who asked me if it was blue also, because she knows I want a blue bike. And she's like, oh, I'm looking at a gray bike. We can match.
Gray's a great color.
It is a good color. I just wished it was blue. That's all.
Just paint it.
Myself? No.
Get a can of spray paint from Walmart.
That's not what you do. Nope.
Walmart from like $2.50. And there you go. Easy peasy. Hi, everybody.
You made cinnamon toast on cinnamon toast.
I did.
This bike would need professionally painted if I had it painted.
When we went back to Myrtle Beach, Mom was like, what do you want to eat here at the house? And I said, nothing. I said, we don't need anything. Like, we're going to eat a lunch and a dinner, so we're set. We don't need more food. But my mom had gotten various things, including a loaf of bread, another loaf of bread that was cinnamon raisin bread, and then an entire pack of cheese bagels. So now in our kitchen we have a loaf of bread, that is cinnamon raisin bread, and a pack of cheese bagels.
Coffee.
So I'm trying to eat all of this bread. Because, like, here's the thing. We buy bread, so we have bread. So we also have our own bread. So there are 3 loaves of bread right now. I should probably freeze
Something.
something. Yeah, because this is bread.
Here's an Eddie for that.
New environmentally friendly mud packaging. Tiny Eddie's gluten-free diced poisonous foolish jelly.
Someone ordering the poisonous jelly at the restaurant. Is this gluten-free? Yes, ma'am. It is poisonous. I'll have that.
How foolish.
That's what the servers say after someone orders it. How foolish of you to order this. We put this on the menu as a joke.
It's 1,000 bits from Elvin Scout, who says, "Good morning and good vibes from Florida. It was a nice morning. It is a nice morning, so it's time for another pop of snack divination. Cast forth, Bones."
Cast forth, Bones!
It is diced, too. It's very important.
Well, that changes everything.
Yeah, I know.
I like my jelly diced. Don't put my jelly on bread. Don't spread it out. I want it to sit on top of the bread in tiny little cubes. Every bite, I must feel a cube in my mouth.
You just want Jell-O.
I don't want Jell-O.
We have a 53-month resub from Shiny Hunter John. 300 bits from Sappy B, who says, "Good morning. Dropping some bits to let you guys know I changed my username, formerly Sapphire Becca, and you can call me Sappy. Excited to have a refresh, but will always be part of this loving community."
Sappy! Okay. Also, little shout out to anyone who sends in an alert to let us know of a name change. It's not like it's required, but it does help because sometimes we'll get a resub from a name that is new, and they'll be like 56 months, and I'm like, this is definitely someone. I'm not sure exactly who it is, but it is someone. So thank you.
We have a 31-month resub from Cascadia. 63 from Back in Red, 59 from Frorwolf, and 300 from Jet, who says, "I'm currently sitting in the DMV because I didn't realize my ID expired on my birthday. Hoping I brought all the right documents. I got here 20 minutes early and was already 20th person in line." I know the Real ID stuff is making things take longer for people going for other things right now because other people didn't do Real ID ahead of time.
Yeah, that's now a nationwide thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I remember for the longest time, South Carolina was like, now you're going to have a real ID. And then we'd get really close to the date where they were going to enforce that. And then they're like, you got 6 more months, mister. And then we'd get to that and they'd be like, well, we'll give you 6 more months, okay? But then you better. And then that kept going on for 4 years. And Matt and I did it.
I did it when we got married and I moved down there.
Yeah, because you had a Real ID and I didn't. Because I was like, I'm just going to wait until I have to renew it. But, yeah, it was... I guess they were hoping that by putting that date, enforcing that date, more people would, do it.
Yeah.
And then as it got closer and they realized, people hadn't done it, they were like, uh-oh. Oh, no. Anyway.
I don't know. I have a passport, too. So...
The newest title on Game Boy was that One Kiss collection game starring Mega 2B, but they're a superhero.
Who's Mega 2B?
You know that game that you want to play? Nier Automata?
The game that Michael wants me to play. Uh-huh.
2B is the character from that.
Ah.
There are a lot of people on the internet that would love to play a Kiss Collection game where you play as 2B. We got 1050 from Anise, who says, "Steven Shirt reminds me, what game will I be supporting this year for Extra Life?" Unfortunately, I don't believe Nier Automata is on GameCube. What's the closest thing?
No idea.
Not even any, not like even original Nier is on
Those systems.
any of those systems. There might be something from the same company on like the Wii, maybe. Gurjin says, is there a Devil May Cry? There is not. No. Wii has the biggest selection and the biggest chance of there being something semi-similar. Honestly, Bayonetta.
Is there a Kiss Collection game on the systems?
I don't think there's any Kiss Collection games anywhere beyond Tulip. I think that's the only one. I'm pretty sure.
Mon Amour?
What?
Mon Amour?
Okay, that's true, but that's also from the people that made Tulip, so they, you know. That guy just really, he got an obsession.
Luna Gazer gifted a sub to Chryselium. 300 bits from Gedzooks, who says, good morning, grandparents. Have you been aware of the Carolina disco turkeys? No.
I don't know what that is.
Me neither.
And now we never will. Is it baseball?
Minor League Baseball, Dishnet says.
If Dishnet says, I believe that's baseball, then I believe that Dishnet believes that that's baseball. I haven't seen a baseball in a bit. I did see a baseball
It was
last year.
last year.
I did. I saw 2 baseballs last year. I
Yeah,
saw a physical baseball and a digital baseball.
You also saw a second physical baseball. Oh, it's Independent League. In Japan. And then we saw the Durham
I saw
Bulls.
2 baseballs.
Uh-huh.
Neat. You can scroll down and read that. Wow,
Oh, that's
a
a
good,
good
logo.
logo.
Wow.
It's 300 bits from Gedzooks, who says, the Carolina Disco Turkeys are an amateur summer league baseball team. It's all college kids on summer break, and their logo is a literal disco turkey.
That's a good logo.
It's a good logo.
Saturday
amazing.
Night Turkey.
We have a 6-month resub from Legendary Alexandra, 37 months from Savandera, 300 bits from Shy, who says, to be fair, poisonous can classify anything from a nerve agent to a diuretic. It's a very broad term.
My body is actually poisonous. To myself. It's not the best body, but it's mine.
We have a 57-month resub from Stoop Kid, 76 months from Vegetable Sorbet, and 66 months from Noah.
Thank you all. The actual mascot does not live up to the art. That's sad.
Yeah. I do like the disco with the stars across the jersey.
Ha, 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 ha. Playing some ball. Playing some ball. You really need a disco ball, but you can't do that because it's a baseball field.
You could put one in the stands
I guess.
if there's an overhang.
If you had a dome, like if you were playing inside of a dome, I guess you could somehow do that. The turkey needs a little thing that comes up the back, like a little
Carrot on a stick, but a
yeah,
disco
but
ball.
it's a disco ball. That's what you need. That's what you not like a real disco ball because that's like heavy and glass, but like something that looks like that. Disco on a stick. So yeah, I mean, they could do that. We have the technology.
We have a 51-month resub from Aiden C. and 300 bits from Shizue, who says, started rewatching the Breath of the Wild VOD just for fun, and it has been fun. Good.
Very good.
That was a while ago.
That was a different time. Mm-hmm. Speaking of that time, I've been slowly working on getting old VODs released, stuff that was never available anywhere other than Twitch, because like Twitch is doing its thing where they're going to remove all the highlights. So I'm taking that opportunity to be like, okay, let's get stuff onto the VOD channel. And one of the things that I'm in the middle of working on, it'll probably take me a few days because it's usually a thing where like I upload it, it takes forever to process, and then there's like a content ID issue that I have to solve. But soon, I'm going to have the Kirby Star Allies DLC stream, Heroes in Another Dimension, which we streamed in March 2020. We streamed in March 2020. And it was, I scrubbed through a little bit of it to see what the general vibe was. And it's a very specific vibe because people were like, I washed my hands 20 times today, type thing. It was right as the world was breaking. So I'll hopefully get that out in the next few days. It is very different. There's also something that's happening right at 10.
I'm 16.
Which is in 16 minutes. Plus 24 minutes.
No.
With 300 bits from Gold Mage, who says, a friend and I have been watching HBO Last of Us show, and I rewatched your Last of Us Let's Play alongside. Have you been considering / wanting to play the second game at all in the near future?
I do want to play it. I actually picked it up. God, it's been maybe a bit at this point. Like a year or two ago, it was on sale for like $10. And I picked it up because I was like, I really want to play this game. And then like since I bought it, they released a remastered version of the game. They've also re-released they released a remastered version of the first game, even though they had already re-released a remaster of the first game. So sometimes it feels like there's a few companies that they have a very few specific games that they just keep re-releasing. Like, Skyrim is probably the worst, but Last of Us is also getting there. There's another game series that I just thought that about the other day. And I was like, man, this is all you guys do, is it? Just keep releasing this over and over again. I don't remember what it was now. Madden. Skyrim has been released. Oh, I know what it was. Grand Theft Auto. Although in like a little bit of fairness to them, it's only been released a few times over the course of many years. And in the meantime, like, Rockstar has continued to do other things.
Yeah.
So.
Soon you'll get to play GTA 6.
I mean, it is more than 365 days away.
I know.
So.
But, like, you know, think about the things we have coming up. There's stuff coming up. We got Extra Life, and then it's almost Christmas. And then we have birthdays, and then it'll be happening, and then it'll come out. So it's basically here.
Man, you jumped through an entire year so fast. You started with Extra Life. Which,
I mean, there's other things on that calendar that you know about that I can't say, so...
Well, it's just, you started with Extra Life, and that is 6 months away, and I was like, okay, so we did a big jump. We started by just skipping 6 months, so we skipped half of the amount of time. I'm like, okay, well, there's some stuff happening. And Chaz says, wish we could skip summer. Yeah, you skipped the part where, it's hot.
You want me to add more things in? Like, wow, this weekend we're going to clean the porch. And then it's going to be next week.
I do like to have things on the calendar to look forward to.
Cleaning the porch?
That's not a good example. Because that implies that that's like fun. It's not super fun. Although, I am excited to have the porch clean.
So we can go sit on it again? And I can plant herbs in those pots out there?
I just want to be able to sit on it. It's too hot in the summer, but in the summer evenings, it can be fine.
Yeah.
And it can be really nice if folks are over to just sit on the porch at night on a summer night when there's a little bit of a breeze. That's nice. Currently, our porch is completely yellow.
Yeah.
So, anyway. The 1600 bits was from Gold Lighting, who just wrote, boo. But that reminds me, because I used that to say how much time was remaining. At 10, the Doom Dark Ages VOD is releasing. Got a bunch of VODs that I'm trying to get out. We actually, and you may not know this, we do a lot of streams in a week.
Yeah. And sometimes you do an extra stream. And that makes more.
Yeah. Yeah. So, trying to make sure that those all... Yeah, Haley, it's almost like it's your job. I know, it's starting to feel more and more like it could be our jobs. Very strange.
Yeah.
Once or twice. But yeah, I'm trying to stay up. It's hard because, like, if you go out of town for even just a few days, which I did, combined with the fact that I've got, like, these ones from the past I'm trying to deal with, it can be a trial to, like, get all those back up on there. Happy to help. Thank you. So, yeah, it's happening. Stuff's getting up. But Doom will be up at 10 a.m. It was very fun. It's different, but it's very fun. Chaz and Jeff were over last night. We've been watching Angie Tribeca, which is more or less a modern-day take on Police Squad. It's a police procedural comedy that's very absurdist and very, very good.
I really liked it.
I don't remember who made that recommendation. Someone made the recommendation to us. I don't remember who it was, but it was a good recommendation. And when they were over last night, Jeff was asking about Doom, and I was like, he said, I don't know anything about it. I was like, well, I thought it was just about Doom Guy, but you have a shield. But as it turns out, there's more. You also ride a dragon. Just Doom things. Anyway, it was actually, there was a lot of it that felt...
Like Halo?
It's called the Dark Ages, which might imply to you that it's going to be set in, like, medieval times.
Okay.
Right? And it is. But there's also spaceships. So there's a lot of... Like, you're on a spaceship, and then they send you down to the medieval time. There's, like, aliens.
So is it just a future Renaissance fair?
I didn't hear huzzah once.
Sorry, I was gone. I was biking.
I can't wait for the mod where every time you punch the demons, you go, huzzah! Huzzah! Fastest way to get me to turn off a game. The fastest. When was it that we went to the Ren Fair? 2023?
A year and a half ago. We didn't go this past fall, so it was the year before that.
Yeah. I had fun there.
Yeah, I had fun too.
It's just, it was a bit of a drive.
To Charlotte.
Because you have to get to Charlotte, and Charlotte's 2 hours from Raleigh. Maybe a little bit more? 2.5. And, we did that all in one day. So, like, you're committing to 5 hours of driving. And it's like, okay, well, It's already going to be a little bit exhausting. But it was fun. But turkey legs.
State Fair turkey legs.
Raleigh's doing another thing that's not a state fair, but sort of a state fair. Like
this weekend.
This weekend, there's a festival called Got to Be NC, and it's taking place at the fairgrounds. But instead of charging you money, it is free. And I'm like, that's neat. So I don't know if we'll check that out or not. But
Last
maybe.
I checked, it was supposed to rain.
Oh, really? Oh, well. Okay. Well, never mind.
I mean, that was also like yesterday and the day before, but I have not checked it since.
I don't have a huge desire to walk around at an outdoor festival if it's going to rain.
Yeah.
Gokai says, still can't believe I missed you guys at the fair last year. Were you there the same day that we were?
I think so. I think I remember seeing that.
Yeah. I did meet someone at the fair. There was, I did run into, I think just one viewer at the fair last year. So that happened. Usually when there is like a big thing, we usually see at least like one person. We ran into someone in New York also. Mm-hmm. So it was fun.
Vagabond, was it me?
No.
That was planned.
No, that would... We knew that was going to happen. Sorry, I was looking at the...
Is that better?
Well, people are doing the button.
Yeah.
I haven't changed those in a bit. It's almost like I've had a lot of other things going on, so I haven't had the brain power to think about the tiny beverage icons. I'm like, oh no, the tiny beverage icons.
Can we have hot chocolate back in May?
We do have like summer ones.
Uh-huh.
We could enact the summer beverages. So there was a time where we were changing them basically every 2 months. Mm-hmm. And then I've just been juggling. This is a bad juggle. It's soup.
That's how you juggle
This
soup?
is how you juggle soup. It
I
just
see.
goes through your fingertips and you're like, ah.
You got the joke before I could say it. I was trying to spit that out.
We're on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
Name any animal. 3.
Mouse.
Oh. 3, 2, 1.
Rat.
Mouse. See? Same wavelength. Do it again. 3, 2, 1. Rat. Ferret? Ferret. I was just naming everything that you named.
I know, I got that.
Did you ever know anyone with a ferret?
Yes.
I did too. Good talk.
I mean, they were like a friend of a friend, and so like I went to their house once and they had like 6. And I was like, they're cute. But like, I don't know. I don't know if they didn't like just not clean their house. This was when I was a child, by the way. And it was not a pleasant smell.
I think,
I don't know if Massey had one. If she did, I never met it.
yeah, I think ferrets do have a smell. Everyone is saying they stinky. Multiple people. Stinky and smelly. I don't remember the smell. But I only ever met a ferret once. It was very cute, though. It was very, very cute. Jarrett had a ferret, and for a while, while he had it, it was very fun to say Jarrett's ferret. Not a whole lot of the names that get to rhyme with. That's also a good name for a ferret. Jarrett the ferret is a really good. That one's free if anyone's picking up a ferret today. College acquaintances with ferrets are on average only one step above college acquaintances with sugar gliders on the Yikes Acquaintances scale, in my experience.
Didn't Missy have sugar gliders?
Jarrett also had a sugar glider. But that one doesn't rhyme. I think he had the... Which one did he have first? I think he had the ferret before the sugar glider? I don't know. He always had different pets.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll have friends that have, like, the non-traditional pets, and they, like, just consistently have... Like, you might have a friend that just, like, we always have turtles, and it's like, okay. But then you have friends that are like, we had a turtle, and then we had a parrot, and then we had a...
Ferret.
And
a sugar glider, and then a iguana.
Like, iguana's a non-traditional pet, but also that's, like... There's also just reptile people that are like, that's what I want to have is like
sometimes
a snake or an iguana or something.
My big fish tank that I had in middle school.
You say you miss it?
Sometimes I miss it.
We talked about that the other day.
Yeah. Someone I know keeps an aquarium.
It's just a lot of work.
Yeah.
I would rather... I know I mentioned it the other day, but I'd rather scoop a litter box daily than clean a tank.
Once a month?
Yeah, every 2 weeks or whatever. Like, no, I don't want to do that. And, I mean, having a pet is work. It is. Like, no matter what you have. And, like, certainly it varies how much effort a pet is, based not just on the species, but, like, that individual animal. But in the list of effort, cats are generally low.
Renee looks down at her babies. You are work.
Cats are generally low. They're relatively independent. Mm-hmm. They stay inside the house, or can. You gotta scoop the poop. Which, that's one of the big things. Anytime I talk to dog people, that's like one of their big hang-ups. It's like, you have to scoop the poop. It's in your house? And I'm like, it's not in your kitchen. They don't poop on the counter. Like, yeah, they poop in the house, but like, that's fine. You just give them a little space. That's where they go. Yeah, don't they also have to scoop it? Yeah, it's actually worse. Because, like, if you're a dog owner, you have to, like, put your hand
with the
through a bag, but still, like, immediately after it has exited the animal. Like, I don't want to touch that.
It's warm.
I know.
Have you had to clean up after Leica?
No, but I've
cleaned up after Leica a lot.
There's been times that for, like... getting a fresh stool sample from like Sagan or Kepler, I had to do that. And like, there ain't nothing fun about letting an animal crap into your hand.
I mean, they go on the ground and then you pick it up. Well, they stand there
and watch
you.
but not for the litter box, because you don't want the litter in it. So you're just sitting there like, just poop in my hand, buddy. And Kepler's like, all right, I don't know what this is about. This is new. Man, anytime I... Sorry, this is bringing up a... Now, that's a Noah problem. That is most unique. Of us don't have that issue. Sitting there trying to eat, be like, a mouse crept in my hand again. I always have to bring up this video, because it's still one of my favorite videos on the internet. There's, like, two radio commentators talking. And I feel so certain that this person was doing a bit, but God, they played it straight. one of my favorite forms of comedy is when someone plays something absurd so straight that you don't know if it's a bit or not. I love that. Anyway, there's these two radio hosts that are talking, and they get talking about going to the bathroom, and one of them's like, and it's, you got to be careful too because you're trying to, catch the dookie. And then the other radio host is like, wait, what? Because they were talking about like wiping, and he's like, the little paper so you can catch the dookie. And the other person's like, what do you mean catch the dookie? He's like, it's the landing pad for the dookie. And the other person is like, you just let it go in the toilet. What are you talking about? And he's like, you just let it drop into the toilet? It's the funniest. God, I love that so much. I love that so much. I still to this day don't know if that's real. I don't even know what to tell you to search for to find that. Probably Dookie. After you listen to the entire Green Day album, maybe it'll come up. Whew. I gotta... Yeah, don't worry. I'm not going to try to find it. Whew. Whew. Oh, God. So fun. I gotta, hold on. I gotta make a look. Remind me at 10:10 a.m. to watch the Dookie video. Okay, I got every once in a while. There's like a video. Usually people got like a few videos that live in their heart and their head rent free, and they don't think about them.
And then every so often they have to go watch it.
Every once in a while it'll come back to them, and they're like, God, I gotta watch that again.
I have two.
Which one? What are your two?
The Cat March.
Oh yeah. That
I know
one's
they
good.
like redid it, but the original just still there's charm to it. And the second one is the news where it's like so and so is off today. That one.
Dana is off today. He was murdered and then set on fire while celebrating his birthday.
That one.
Commas are important. Commas are very important. Oh, It Is a Mystery is good too. I don't ever watch that because I can play it
in your head,
in my head.
Me too.
Yeah, but I like that one. The other thing that happens, which is I think a form of like mental disease.
That too, Chaz. I'm just trying to eat a fish and it falls off the plate.
Is anytime I read the word scraper, like, because occasionally that is a very uncommon word, and occasionally I will see it somewhere. And as soon as I see scraper, I can only think of scraper bike. And you either know or don't know what a scraper bike is. There's a whole song. And I wish I could turn that off, but I can't. I just can't. Renee says, honestly, one of my videos that perks me right up from a bad moment is one of yours, Stephen. It's a memorable moment from Until Dawn. It never fails to brighten my day. Is that Ain't No Party Like a Shaft Blowing Party? Yeah. So I was like, there's two moments in Until Dawn that I think are very, very memorable. That's one, and then the other one is where Dan edited in something in post. So it was like we didn't even see it during the game, but I think Dan did like a ghost farting or something. Something like that. Till Dawn is great. It's also the playthrough I recommend for people who are not into horror stuff. If you want to like put your toes in the water a little bit, I think that's a good way to do it. Oh gosh, sorry, I'm still thinking about the Dookie. 30 months from Cat Lizard.
You gonna be okay?
Yeah, I am, but just need a second. Okay, I'm good now. I know that we haven't started a new game together yet. Like for in our spare time. And there's several things that we're talking about, because we're talking about playing Clair Obscur. If you want to play Automata, I'll watch you play Automata. But I do think it would be fun at some point, to, even if you just try it, to have you try Last Guardian. It's a little frustrating to play, which I know I'm selling this
You
to
really
you.
are.
I'm selling you on this in a big way. It's a little frustrating to play, but the frustrations are actually... They make sense. It's the best way I could describe that. It's part of the experience, yes. It's part of the experience. I would really like to see your reaction to the creature, because they did a really good job with it. And it's very, very cat-like. It's basically Big Kitty. Because it does its little, like... Before it does a little jump, it's like wiggling.
Have I done Tunic yet? I tried Tunic.
Yeah. Yeah. If I can find some way for us to play Tunic together, just so you can see the second half of the game, I would do anything to make that happen. Intelligent One says, did you use the accessibility stuff? I think we changed something. I think we had easy combat. I don't know if can you turn combat off completely? If you can turn combat off completely, it might be worth it, maybe. It's just, the Tunic is a great game, but it does suffer from the fact that it is a Souls-like game, which a lot of people are not going to be super into.
Yeah.
Which, Mao was like,
Yeah.
Because it's you have to do the thing.
Yeah.
And it's a shame, because the second half of the game is incredible. Like, I still think about it all the time. But you gotta, like... Yeah. You can have it where you can't die. I had all the combat, but I simply did not die. And the combat isn't that tough. I honestly don't think it's really Souls-like. It's definitely Souls-like. not to immediately disagree with you. But a Souls-like is simply the concept of, if you don't dodge, you die. It's you have to dodge. It's a fairly imperative thing. You don't have to do parries, but it helps. So, and maybe I still haven't told Mao anything about the second half, because there's a part of me that's like, well, maybe we can figure out a way if you just see this game. I just really think you'd like it. You gotta come up with another game for me to play.
I haven't given it much thought, because there's other things that we're trying to get done lately. So, at some point I will give it thought.
Like cleaning.
Yeah.
It's not as fun.
I know it's not as fun.
It's not as fun.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Close your eyes. Go step into the office and spin in a circle and point.
What if I point at the wall?
And try again.
Okay. Anyway. Yeah. We'll play something at some point soon.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of stuff to do. Mao took all of the things that we needed to do, spread it out over 2 weeks, and has a sheet.
Yeah, and we have stuff going on in that time. So I was like, well, there's like a day we have a dentist appointment, we each do, and I have an allergy shot, and then there's something else going on too, and I'm like, ooh, this day's gonna be busy, so let's do this thing here, because that will take like 5 minutes.
Yeah. I think I would prefer to dedicate a day
I mean, we could dedicate a day and get done as much as possible and then see where we're at.
Because to me personally, seeing a list that's like, you have to do these things every day for 2 weeks, even if they're small, it doesn't matter. Because my brain just looks at that and is like, you aren't allowed to do anything. You aren't allowed to work anymore because you can only do this.
Yesterday was like, empty and fill the dishwasher, and then like, here's this other little thing.
I know, but it's the overwhelming nature of just 14 things, and be like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to do this thing, and how will I ever live? It'd be easier for me, I think, to just like take a Saturday and just destroy all of it.
Okay, but we don't have any Saturdays.
This Saturday?
What if we go do something?
Easy. We just won't.
Also, Saturday's supposed to be the porch.
Yeah, well, how the porch can't take
No,
terribly
the porch
long.
is like the biggest thing on the entire list.
Well, I'm just giving you a little heads up of how my brain works, because seeing an entire list of things ends up being sometimes very, very difficult. It can be easier to just dedicate a day. We could probably get a lot of stuff done Saturday. I know you have plans on Sunday, but I don't. So, like, I can do some things on Sunday. You think cleaning a porch is easy? It needs to get wet.
And sprayed with a cleaner, and then rinsed, and then dried, and then the porch itself needs to get done, and then we put all the stuff back.
Yeah, so it's got to get wet several times.
Yeah, it's gonna be a couple hours.
It's gonna have to dry. While it's drying, can't do anything because it's drying. So that's when we can do vacuum or something. We get 300 bits from Shy, who says, abridged Piccolo in the distance. Why didn't you dodge? You do have to dodge. It is important. It's important to dodge. Let's talk about things that are coming up.
Okay.
What's coming up?
Tomorrow morning is the next thing, and I will be painting.
Are you almost done with that?
Yeah, we're getting there. I started the stone base of the stone lantern last week. So I have like 2 more tiers of it to go, and then I can finally put like the moss and stuff on the cap,
Yeah.
and then it's done. So my goal tomorrow is to finish the stone base of the lantern. And if I get further than that, then great, but that's the goal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that you...
If I don't finish it this week, I will finish it next week.
Also tomorrow,
Odyssey.
Odyssey. We got more moons last week than we did the first week. We have over 100 moons. I don't remember how many exactly.
Me
But it's
neither.
like 100
I don't know.
117 sounds like a number that exists. So maybe that one. Yeah, we just got to New Donk City. So we're going to
Yeah.
do that. And that's the entire... That's the week. That's
That's
the
this
rest
week.
of it. What was it that just came out? Oh, the highlights video for Claire Obscure came out. Dan did a good job cutting that. A little difficult because you have to like figure out which bits of story you want to include, because it's basically 2 hours of story that you're trying to like cut down.
Yeah.
And then I think Dan is aiming to get the highlights for Doom out by like the weekend. So that'll also be out. Doom had a very interesting bug. Doom's whole thing is that like it's playing like heavy metal music while you're doing the game, and when like level 3 loaded, there was no music. And we were like, huh. So you're just going into the rooms, boom, boom, and like there's just no music happening, and we're just all like, huh. And we couldn't figure out if it was like a bug or if it was intended. And then at some point I was like, there's no way this was intended. We have been playing for how long and there's nothing here. So we saved and reloaded the game. And then the music came in and it's like, okay. All right. Good. It was. We got like 15 minutes in. So I guess Dan can put in his own music there if he wants. It's fine. We had 12 months from Whitey96. Congrats on 1.
On Monday, I'm playing Shadow of Destiny.
Yeah, you get to go back to that.
Yeah.
Ooh, this case is in rough shape.
I know. There's stickers on the back, too.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Alright. You know, one of the things I was thinking about doing soon?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this isn't even a...
What?
This isn't even a PS2 case. This is just a generic case.
Mm-hmm. That game was a gift from a friend.
Yeah. Anyway, oh shoot, what was I about to say? I got distracted. Oh, I want to do a thing soon. It's on my list of things to do, where I clean up a bunch of cases.
Okay.
So it's on my to-do list, which doesn't mean a whole lot because there's so many other things to do that I can't ever get to my to-do list. But it's on there. So once I can get to it, I'm gonna come up with a good solution, quite literally a solution, to like sit the cases in to get all of the stuff off.
You gonna test that one? That's a good one to test.
I mean, yeah. I mean, hopefully whatever I do, I can just throw a bunch of them in there.
Delete the Japan footage and you'll free up so much time.
It's not wrong. It's not wrong. If I lost all of that footage, would it be sad? It'd be sad, but there'd also be a part of me that's like, well, all right, I can just kind of move on now.
The boat eats.
Yeah.
And...
I'm not even actively working on Japan.
No, you're working on April highlights.
Extras. Yeah. I finished my first pass of it, but now I have to go back and work on more of it. It's fine. It's fine. I'm definitely experiencing stress. That's fine. Stress keeps you alive. It's a thing that's built into your body to help you, I think. All right, that's it. We're gonna end now. At 10 a.m. though, so in like 3 minutes, Doom Dark Ages VOD comes out. So if you missed it, I would definitely watch it on YouTube. Higher resolution, and then also the bitrate is way better than Twitch will allow, so like it won't get like blurry.
Yeah, too many moving parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The maximum bitrate on Twitch is 6.
Versus...
It's 6. So like it's kind of hard to say exactly for YouTube, but because it's going to get transcoded on their end to something, but it's probably something closer to like 60.
That's a jump.
Yeah.
Thank you, Fossix. I have 2 paintings ending on the 19th. Monday.
Okay. Neat. They're cool. They're mirrored images of each other.
Why is this a curve?
Because one does this and one does this.
Oh, they kind of do a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it?
I see.
Yeah. Everything that I say makes sense.
Once you can understand how your brain is working.
Everything I say makes sense if you know what I mean. Anyway, that's it.